Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're learning about the exponential function. So, before we start, we need to talk about the law of exponents to understand the exponential function. I will dissect them one by one so you can fully grasp the how to solve exponential functions. So, to start, we have the product of powers. So, am times an is equals to a raised to m plus n. So example of this, the example of POP is x squared times x cube. So because they have the same variable but not the same exponent, you can combine them and then plus the exponents of 2 plus 3, which equals to x raised to 5. As long as the variable are the same, you can add their exponents to get the answer. Next is the power of a product, where a raised to n times m is equals to a times or is raised to m times n. So example of this is x squared times cube. So if you equate this would turn into x raised to 2 times 3, which would be x raised to 6. Okay, next would be the power of a power. The power of a power is when you have two variables with the same a single term with two variables with the same exponent. You can use the power of a power to turn this into x squared times y squared. Okay, that is the simplified version. And then next would be the quotient of a power. Okay, the quotient of a power is when you have the same variables, when you divide the same variables with different exponents, you can get you can minus the exponents to get the answer. So x raised to 3 minus 4, which become x raised to negative 1. So we can use the negative exponent in this function because x raised to negative 1 is not possible. So we can use negative exponent to change it into 1 divided by x raised to 1, or just 1 over x. Next is the power of a quotient. So the power of a quotient is when you divide two variables having an exponent of the same number. Wait. Sala gali. Sala. You have two exponents at two variables that are not the same with the same exponent. You can separate or you can just square both sides, which would be x squared over y squared. Okay, and where the denominator would be the denominator should not be 0, because if the denominator would be 0, then the entire term just equate into 0. So the denominator should not be 0 at all times. Next would be the 0 exponent, where x is raised to 0 is equals to 1. It is always 1 because if you divide, let's say if you divide a number, okay, let's say x raised to 1 over x raised to 1 is equals to x1 minus 1. So if x1 is x raised to 0, because if you divide something by itself, the answer would be always 1. So that's why 0 raised to x raised to 0 is 1. Okay. So I will give an example. The example is 1/2 raised to x plus 2 is equals to 16. So 1/2 raised to x plus 2 is equals to 16. Okay, let's focus on the equation. So as you can see, both are not the same variables or terms. So to get that, we need to use the negative exponent and reverse the 1/2 into a variable which has an exponent. So a negative exponent, I mean. So 1/2 will turn into 2 raised to negative 1 times x plus 2 is equals to 16. Because you can 1/2 would turn into 2 raised to negative 1, because every number has an exponent of 1. So if you find the reciprocal of 1/2 in terms of exponents, so if you find the reciprocal, it would be 2 raised to negative 1, where the reciprocal of 2 raised to 1 is 2 raised to negative 1. So you times the exponents, which would turn to negative 1 times x would be negative x. Then negative 1 times positive 2 would be negative 2 equals to, so that we can find the exponent or the value of x, we need to turn 16 to a variable with the same value as the variable in the right side. So can you divide 16 by 2? Yes. So how many 2's are inside 16 if you multiply them? So let's see. 2 times 2 is 4, which is, okay, that's 2. Then 4 times 2 is 8, that's 3. Then 2 times 8 is 16. So the answer would be 2 raised to 4. And after that, we we need to take the exponents and expand them, which will become negative x minus 2 is equals to 4. So now we need to find the value of x. So to find the value of x, we need to transpose the constants, all the constants, to the right side. So negative x is equals to 4 plus 2, which will become negative x equals to 6. Then divide sides by negative. Then x equals to negative 6. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I will use my calculator if it's correct. 1/2 raised to negative 6 plus 2